Hello and welcome to Jedi and the Mailman, a show where two old friends aim to deliver the best Star Wars talk in the galaxy. I'm Mike the
Yeah.
Mailman. That's Jimmy the Old Guy Jedi. And Jimmy, I was checking out the podcast today. You guys had on two special guests to go over all the new news and info that came out from D23 Brazil. Some interesting stuff there. And then had a fun little quiz.
Yeah. We had some technical difficulties that I had to edit, but yeah, we had some fun. Yeah, those guys did a really good job. Spencer from Virtual Cantina Network, their guys are massive. They're doing a big blowout at Celebration Japan, so we're excited.
Awesome.
And then, of course, we brought Mark back. He had so much fun last week that he came back for another one, and you could hear him kind of. We started talking a little bit about the music. You could hear him kind of diving into it.
Yep.
So, and he had been up early that day working on something for us that will that the new year will bring around. So we're pretty excited for that.
Interesting.
But yeah. But yeah, it was a fun conversation. We have if it all works out, we have a special guest this weekend coming up too. So we're
Cool.
excited. We're gonna close out 2024 on a high note, I think. So
Yeah, awesome.
Got some people coming in, so it'll be fun. But yeah, good week, good show. It's always fun to talk a little Star Wars on Sundays, and then we record it and we put it out for Tuesday, and then you and I hop on here and talk some more. So we got a heck of a topic. I have a trailer I want to show.
Cool.
I mean, some people have probably seen it. It's not just Star Wars, it's Disney Plus, but it has a bunch of Star Wars stuff, and we can take a few minutes to chat about that. We can't take too long, though, because we've got ourselves a topic.
Got a banging topic to cover today, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. But how was your week? I mean, it's only
pretty good.
Tuesday, so
yeah, just trying to deal with the new reality of the world, and kind of stay focused on things and not think too much about it, and go about my day to day.
There you go. There you go. So you can do. And I apologize, folks. I think I'm getting sick. So if I sound weird, I mean I am weird, but if I sound weirder than usual, then yeah. But Mike, why don't we start off with a trailer? It's about 2 minutes long. Now it's going to have a bunch of different things that's coming out for Disney Plus, but it does show some Star Wars. It shows a little bit of Skeleton Crew. If I can pause it in the right spot, I want to talk about one little scene, whether we think it looks good or bad, and then it's going to show some Andor at the end, and it's pretty good. I really enjoyed it. So let me see if I can share my screen here. You know how I am with this stuff, so it goes pretty well. All right, here we go. I'm going to blow this up. And
I got something coming up. Something kind of big.
It just feels like the one.
Let's make it worth it.
Excellent.
Sometimes your work family is closer to you than your family.
This could be a real adventure.
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
That's the spot I want to look at. What do you think of that?
That's the ship, I guess.
That's the Onyx Cinder.
The
first time we've seen it in the daylight. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it kind of looks. I mean, they find it junked in the forest or whatever it seems like, right?
Yeah,
and it kind of has that look of a pile of junk from this angle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a real small clip, real small. But yeah, you're right. It has a coolness about it for sure, but it also has that look of what you expect, a beat up old starship that some kids found.
Does it look? I'll be negative. It looks a little fake,
toyish. Yeah,
toyish kind of.
I'm hoping
if it's like without. Yeah, this is like pre.
Yeah, hopefully when we see it on the big screen in context, it looks a little better instead of on this little tiny screen here.
It caught my eye though. That I'm like, oh, like don't be going the cheap route. But
it looks like someone built a Lego set and is flying it through the scene.
Looks like the planet that Solo was on the conveyor. But all right, we'll keep playing. There's like I said, there's a bunch of stuff. Some of this I can't wait for some of the stuff like Percy Jackson season 2 and Ironheart might be okay.
Yeah.
I found the president lying next to his bed.
Did you kill him?
I have one rule. Stay out of the basement. This ship collected specimens on faraway moon. Watched us.
I want to build something iconic.
How far are you willing to go? Get what you want. By the look of it, you've come up in the world. I wonder if your darker half would agree.
What's up? It's Russ Holiday, former quarterback. But I'm not done with football.
You get to decide who you are.
My name's Chad Powers.
Your family was fostering a little girl. We're supposed to be on the same team.
True that we are on the same team.
She's not who she says she is. Is there no one who can help us?
We need a pilot.
You're thinking like a thief. I'm thinking like a soldier. Think like a leader.
Something big is about to happen. Let's bring them home.
All of this world, everything's changed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's Andor chit teasers, man. It's just like, ooh, come on, give me more.
Yeah, it was. Tahu says, "Is that the ship that the little ones find?" Yes, sir. I believe it is.
And built out of Legos.
Yeah, they built it out of Legos and they're flying. Yeah. So, I mean, we don't get a ton of Star Wars in that. I mean, we get a little bit of everything. I mean, a couple of scenes from Scouts and Crew we haven't seen, and then of course we get the first look at Andor. Season 2 looks gritty, looks dark. Any thoughts? Because we talked about a little bit on the show. I think it's going to be fast paced because I mean, every 3 episodes is a year. 4 years, it's going to end right as he's about to shoot that guy at the beginning of Rogue One. That's nuts. So,
yeah.
Thought. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to Skeleton Crew, right? It just the great holiday movie and whatnot. But honestly, the biggest Star Wars thing that I'm looking forward to has to be Andor, and just I'm just so excited to see it. Someone brought up, I don't know where what I was listening to today, but someone brought up that it was basically 4 years ago or so that Andor season 1 came out, right? Right after it was released, right after the first Trump presidency, and some of the themes of it and whatnot kind of fit in. And here we are again on the precipice of another, and the next season of Andor is coming out. Kind of strange, but yeah, I mean,
2022 it says. So towards the end,
yeah. But yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to it. Like every little teaser you get about that is just so exciting. I mean, nothing but the few clips are out here and there, but I just have a feeling it's going to be phenomenal. I like the way they've laid it out. I love the story. I love the movie. I love the first season. Everything about it. It's going to have a hard time letting me down, I think.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it wasn't an absolute smash. I hope that it gets more. Because the people who watch
in the last one,
I mean, I know that everyone likes everything. People are like, "Oh, it's slow" and stuff like that. But like the world building in it, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything like it in Star Wars.
No,
built quite that way. That grittiness. I don't want all my Star Wars to be that way, but I want Andor to be that way. I think we're gonna get 2 drastically different shows. We're gonna take a ride with those kids on their Lego ship through to January. We'll get a couple months to recover emotionally. And who knows if we'll get anything animated or whatever. I'm assuming that'll probably come out after Andor if we're getting anything. But then we'll be at Celebration. Jack and I will be at Celebration, and then that show comes out. So we're hoping that we can give everybody a little teaser and be like, "Yo, this was nuts." We won't be able to We won't spoil it or anything like that, but yeah, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fast. I mean, once I think Skeleton Crew hits in November 3rd, that's like 3 weeks from now.
Mhm.
Not November 3rd, December 3rd.
December 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be like, oh, it's been great so far. But yeah, I think it's gonna be like boom, 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 boom. Get the holidays in there and everything like that. It's gonna be
Mhm.
a lot of Star Wars real quick. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for the future. And the December 3rd hits, I think it's gonna be things are gonna take off for us. But before we get to all that stuff, Mike had a awesome topic. I don't think I understood it fully until you sent me the email. I
Yeah.
thought we were doing some kind of sports thing. I think that's what I talked.
That'd be
Actually,
interesting too.
he Instagrammed myself and Jack. I think I can't remember. It came back. I get so confused which one I'm on when I'm talking to people sometimes. But I know he messaged us and was like, because we're sports guys, all of us, me, you, and he likes his rugby and stuff like that, fantasy like sports draft. So I was like, wow, that's crazy that you brought this up, and I was like, oh yeah, well, I guess that's what we're doing. And then, but I kind of like this. This makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to decide what Star Wars characters would be great for your fantasy football team as well.
That's
But
what I was thinking about. How does that work? You will not catch,
yeah,
field like
we could definitely explore that at some future time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
do you want to talk about what we're going to talk about, and then we'll get
Sure.
after it?
Yeah. So I came up with this idea of a Star Wars fantasy draft, and I can't say it's 100% my idea. I listen to so many different podcasts and things like that this idea may have drifted into my mind from somewhere else. But week to week, I just try to come up with different things that we can do on this little show here, and try to make them interesting, try to make them fun. And this is just one idea that I had. Come up with some scenario where you have to put together a team, like a SEAL Team 6 of Star Wars characters to, take on some sort of task. So, I came up with a list of a few different stereotypical crew, and put it out to you, and decided to attack it myself and see what we come up with.
Yeah. I see. I was sitting there and I was talking with my wife about Jack's super pumped. He actually sent us his list. So we'll mention his stuff.
Cool.
I was talking with Molly, and I was like, this is something we could do off and on if people like it. But I think we could put different restrictions on it. So like no humans one time, or one person from each show has to come in.
Yeah.
Just some random role. Tahu says, I love it. Let's go. Yeah. So I'm glad you like it, buddy. If you're listening, we got some people over there on Instagram watching, and we got people here on YouTube. I know the Instagram's a little laggy sometimes. I apologize. I'm not sure what that deal is. That's between StreamYard and Instagram. They got to work that out. But
why those people just come over to the good side. Come on over to YouTube.
Yeah. So we'll go through this, and then Mike, he sent me an email, and this is when I got all fired up. I will say he caused me some stress though, because I'm sitting here trying to whittle my team down and make it even and do all these
tough,
things.
Isn't it?
And then I was like, I had this real I'll say not soft, because they're all battle hardened Jedi and things just different characters. I'm like, all these people, I decided I'm going to go with people I know will finish the job. You might see a pattern, and I might surprise people with a few of my picks. So I'm hoping.
Well, this is interesting because, like you said, this would be a fun thing to come back to with different restrictions and whatnot. But I came into this with no restrictions whatsoever. And I kind of had to put restrictions on myself because, when I first thought about this idea, I thought, well, I always think, is this going to make for a full show? Can we talk enough about this and that? And we always end up going over an hour. But the second thing I was thinking, well, is this just going to turn into a love letter of all my favorite characters in Star Wars? So I tried to avoid that. You could have very easily just decided, I'm just going to pick the Ghost Crew. You know what I mean? Or something like that.
Bad Batch.
Yeah, exactly. Just stick to, real straight and narrow, characters that already do this sort of thing. But no, I kind of put some restrictions on myself, not formally or anything like that. Just like try to think out the box and, try to come up with people that, and don't pull from all the same era. Don't pull from all the same show. Try to go a little bit of everywhere. And I was surprised with my pick. Like when I set out, that wasn't the team that I would have assembled, but this is how it came about. So I thought it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go via the way you emailed it, or do you want to go?
Yeah. So
you sent me, you sent me the, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 crew members, and then you wrote it out a little bit.
Yeah.
You want to go that way, or do you want to go?
Why don't I just go? I'll have the brief mission parameters, and then I'll just we'll go line by line with that bit that I sent you, just so we can.
Good. I just need to know who I'm pulling up each time. So.
Okay. All right. So the mission is to infiltrate an Empire facility and rescue a dissident and retrieve some vital information. So first off, we have to have a leader. Both teams are definitely going to, need somebody in charge. So I chose for my team leader was Plo Koon. I don't know if you have.
There's that handsome devil.
There's the man.
You take these things off. We're just going to go without, because we're going to be back and forth a bunch. So there's Plo Koon, just in case. I'm not sure that you'd be watching us right now. Well, that's not true. We get some of my high school students that watch, so they may not know who Plo Koon is. But there's Plo Koon. Mike, talk to me why Plo Koon?
Honestly, I picked him last. I went through the whole thing without a leader, and then I got back to the leader spot, and I'm like, who could I go with? And there's so many different choices. Do you go with one of the brilliant military minds, or do you go with a Jedi, as I went with, or what direction do you want to go with this? And I just thought back to, it might have been season 1 of Clone Wars. Him and Ahsoka put on the robes and go down deep into the underbelly of Coruscant, and just like that little undercover mission just spoke to me. Like, Plo Koon's the man for this undercover mission, I thought.
And then love more Plo Koon. Yeah.
When you see pictures of the guy, like, he's not an individual you want to mess with. Like, if he's got to take that mask off, he is a horror show. Plus, he's just so like a good Jedi, just so calm, in control. He never flies off the handle, but he knows how to handle his business. He just he struck me as the right guy for this mission.
Perfect. All right, so Plo Koon is yours. Jack says Yoda, and I don't think we need to really explain that. Like Yoda, like duh. Now I went back and forth between my leader and my co-leader, and I kind of did it like you, where I couldn't decide which one I wanted. Hang on here. I'm going to go, and this one is my first. And I don't remember if you remember her, Mike, but you just went through Clone Wars. The last name should be familiar to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This young lady.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Her and Saw Gerrera, her brother, are introduced. In this arc. It's a couple, I think there's like 6 episodes that they're in. You kind of attached to them. There's a little love triangle between her and what's the kid's name? Lux Bonteri and Ahsoka. Ahsoka has her heart kind of broken for the first time. But Steela and her brother are like running this rebels group, and Saw's trying to be the leader. And it kind of, as the episodes progress, she comes out as the calm, cool, and collected, where Saw starts to show these flashes of the person we know he's going to become. Now, some of it has to do with what happens to her, but I was trying to like different people, and I went with, I was looking at like Admiral Yularen and Admiral Tarkin before they switched over.
Yeah.
But so Steela, I think just she has the she had the patience and things like that. I think that if she would have been around, she would have kept Saw, in order, I guess. So I went with Steela. I think she would have been a great leader. So that will
That's
be my leader of my team.
yeah, that's a great pick. Out of the box, like not I'm not going to call her a minor character or anything like that. Like you
No,
said,
yeah,
that piece in she had a significant role and a great character. Comes to a tragic end too soon, but yeah, what a great pick, Jimmy. Great pick.
so,
All right, so
if
our
you're out
mission.
there listening too, let us know who you'd pick as your leader, team leader.
Yeah,
We'll try
yeah,
to throw it up there. Mike and I had some time to think about it, obviously, because we knew what we were doing. But all right, Mike, go ahead.
All right, so we got our leaders. So next we got to get somebody to get us there. So in my scenario, this base is located in a large asteroid field. It's on the most massive asteroid in the field. So, big asteroid, got to fly through this asteroid field. So you need a superb pilot that can get you there safely. And we didn't pick ships, but we can throw in our ship pick too if we want to with our pilot. But for my pilot, I went with Grease.
There we go, greasy money.
And I would just go with the Grease's ship, the the
Mantis.
why can't I think the Mantis? Yes. Now this one, Grease, I was thinking about pilots, and some of the first pilots that come to mind are like Biggs and Wedge and things like that. You know what I mean? But those guys, fighter pilots. So
Yeah,
fighter pilots a little bit different. So you want something. I mean, whoever this is, whoever you pick your pilot to be, it's got to be able to handle some sort of freighter that can, carry your team. You can't jam them all into the cockpit of a fighter. So you got to get somebody who can fly a bigger ship. So then I was thinking, well, Hera, but like I said earlier, I wanted to steer away from the Ghost Crew because that would be my go-to. So I thought about Grease and a dude with extra arms flying that flying that ship. Man, the Mantis. When you see those cutscenes in the game, and it's flying through asteroid fields and whatnot, that ship is so complicated with the way the fins move and everything like that.
Oh, yeah,
And
I don't even understand it.
yeah, only one man can handle it, and that's Grease, baby.
All right. Well, ironically, I didn't pick the same person. However, they do have something very similar.
I have an idea who you picked.
They do have.
Does he happen
something
to
very
be in a
similar.
movie called Solo?
I don't know how you would ever guess that, but I'm going to pick Rio Durant because after the party,
I
after
thought
the
so.
fight's over, I go to a Minoc roast with this
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
And man, that's it. My only complaint about Star Wars: A Solo Story is we did not get more of this crew.
Yeah.
I know we know what happens to them, and I know it'll never happen in a movie, but I would kill for a comic book or a story about this crew, just so like, man, even animated series of them doing stuff together. I mean, that'll never happen. But Rio was such an outstanding character, and again, the forearms. You saw him like
Yep.
maneuvering the AT hauler that they stole a Minbon, and he's just, I don't know, his character, and some of the same reasons is like, I just think he'd be the perfect fit. And I kind of went with the same thing you did. Is I was thinking there the first time you think pilots, you start thinking Han Solo and Hera, and I was like, I want to stay away from some of these legacy characters. There's lots of people out there, but yeah. So my pilot's going to be Rio Durant, and then like I said, afterwards we're going to go to the Minoc roast.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling I knew the answer to this one before we even got to it. So
Dad Vader's here. Maybe. There we go. Hello there, Dad Vader.
Howdy. What was Jack's pick on this one?
Oh yeah, Jack's pick. Thank you. I got 47 things going on. He picked Anakin. He stayed real.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
you're always considered the best pilot, but May is a force. It's not fair.
That's
you
the
need
thing
a guy
too,
with 4 arms.
because like, you do have that aspect at the end, but you could pick people, so like that's why I think like, a couple months or weeks or whatever, the downtime between Andor and Skeleton Crew. We revisit this with like some kind of crazy, like
some restrictions and whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah,
restrictions
because
on
you're
it.
right. Like if you could pick a, at the end, I want to kind of go back and look at our picks and kind of analyze our teams. And you could easily pick a Jedi for every single one of these. So you have
Mhm.
a dozen Force users, and how do they fare? Well,
Yeah.
they just laid waste to the whole bit. You know what I mean? So it's you could kind of pick people that give you multiple things, but
Dad Vader says Flo got blown up with the Force. He's out of the voting selection, in my opinion.
well, this is all done in a world where everyone's still alive. You can pick from any generation, any era. Like I
Yeah.
said, we'll
Changing
put
the
some
rules.
restrictions on this in a future when we do this in the future. But
Yeah,
all right,
sure.
so we've got our picks for pilots. So moving on. So we have stolen codes. It should get us clearance into the station, but you'll need a slicer that can get you access to the base's computers. So we need a computer specialist.
Right.
And for me, I went with the man, the Star Wars android man, the gauntest clone in the world, Echo.
There we go. I mean, I'm sure I don't need a picture of Echo, but here he is. I should have. There we go.
There he is.
1409. We thought he was dead. He reappears. Hallelujah. And of course, he's not without his. But yeah. So he has. I mean, he's like a droid. I mean, he's part droid, right? I mean,
right. And
so,
that was part of my thinking too. Is you could certainly fill this position with a droid. Somebody that could plug into the computers, R2D2, any of the droids. I don't know why my brain's going blank here, but yeah. But Echo, he's, at first I was tempted to pick Tech. Tech is definitely the brains of the operation, but Echo is sort of like right there with him. And like you said, Echo can plug into those computers with his droid arm. He's got the brains, he's got the brawn, and on top of being a serviceable computer tech, he's also a heck of a soldier. So you can rely on him in a firefight as well. So he's my man.
all right. I actually had gone through a couple of these characters myself. I had Tech in there. I even went as far as DJ from The Last Jedi. Then I just shook that off. I was like, nope. I was stuttering the whole time. It'll drive me crazy. And I went with a droid that makes me laugh. And I try not to do too many from this movie. So this will be my last one. But I think L3. It means you can co-pilot if Rio needs her, right? She can kick some butt. She can start a revolution, and then she can slice into things as long as we're not looking. All right. So I went with her. But I didn't go back and forth. I have on my list right here in front of me. I have L337 was first. Then I said Tech. Then I have DJ, and I kind of went back and forth with this one. And I started you should see my list. I mean, it's basically the crew from Solo, but I had to go back and change a bunch of that. But yeah, so I'm gonna pick L3 because she'll make you laugh, help out Rio. Like I said, she's a good pilot. She's got the best. It was a navigation, things like that. So navigational star maps. So I think that L3 is the way to go for me. But
it's a good choice, and she's a droid that you don't have to worry. Like she can walk on 2 feet, so you don't have to worry about her not being able to get places and whatnot. Now I know R2D2, his little rollers never slowed him down. He was able to get everywhere he needed to. Once they put the rockets on him. But yeah, good pick.
Dad Vader says Q90. That's going to be the assassin robot droid from that season 1 of The Mandalorian. It's voiced by that British actor. I can't think of which season he's in. Oh, Chris Bartlett. Yeah, Chris Bartlett is cool. Where did that go? So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Chris Bartlett is like Mr. Droid. He plays all kinds of them. We're actually chatting with him a little bit behind the scenes right now. So we'll.
Nice.
Because I talked to him at Rebel ScumCon. Dad Vader, did you get to talk to him at Rebel ScumCon? I thought he was super nice. We actually had his buddy Details on our show, and D texted us and texted me and was like, "Hey, go tell Chris this message." I went up to him like, "Hey, I'm supposed to tell you this," and then Chris like pulled me over with him, and we just sat and chatted for a while. It was pretty awesome. So, but he's a really busy guy. Like he's really busy. Super nice though. But yeah, we got that, and then Jack's choice for Slicer is going to be. He put Admiral Trench. I think that's the guy that.
That's the spider guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of Black War. Yeah. So the spider guy is part of the Separatist crew. So that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't see that one coming.
I did not, because that one's a little out of character, I think, for a lot of the people he picked, because he definitely has a pattern. But that one kind of, I was like, whoa, that's out of there, out there. So, all right. What's next?
So next we've got, you're going to want somebody in the Overwatch location to provide info and cover fire. So we need to pick a sniper. Now, snipers aren't, you don't think of a lot of snipers in Star Wars, but they're out there. They're, you got Mando, he carries that sniper rifle. You've got most of the bounty hunters have had at least some scene where they've, utilized a sniper rifle. And that's where I went. I went into the bounty hunter ranks to pull Shennick Fan.
Shennick Shand, yeah. Mulan herself.
Mm-hmm.
This lady has been in a Disney princess because she's the voice of Mulan from the original series. She's been in Marvel. She's been in, of course, she's been in Star Wars. Fennec Shand. Why is her name escaping me right now? Ming Na Wen. There we go.
Yes.
And she's easy on the eyes. So
yeah, yes, she is.
Yeah, she has a good good sequence in season 2 of Mando.
Yeah,
when they're on that planet, that whole Migs Mayfield scene where they're invading that Imperial facility, basically. Like we're talking about doing, where she's lighting fools up. So that's a good pick.
Yeah, I feel like of all the bounty hunters, I mean, there's a streak of good in her, I think, Yeah,
you can see that when she deals with in the Bad Batch with Omega.
Depending on like who we're rescuing from this facility, you might be able to play on her heartstrings there. It might be someone that she's, willing to do the right thing, or you pay her enough money and she's going to be just fine. So yeah, she's my pick for my sniper.
Nice. All right. I am going to close this because I'm having super amounts of fun doing that and looking at my list here. Yeah, mine is pretty basic. I think Dad Vader will agree with me. Whoops. I went with good soldiers follow orders. We know this guy's going to do exactly what he was told.
Yeah.
All right. I did try to stay away from the Bad Batch, but I felt like there was him and Fennec. Like the first two that popped in my head, and then Jack has a good one. I think let me see. Dad Vader said Crosshair as well. I think I have,
Yeah, I mean, he is the first one that comes to mind when you think of a sniper in the Star Wars world.
Yeah, so I mean,
although after the torture,
he's not so solid. So we're going to go pre-torture. I want the guy who's like throwing those little metal, like those little wind mirror things, and he's shooting glass at them and doing all kinds of craziness. But he's got that confidence, because he ain't got no confidence. The second half, that third season, he's kind of a shell of man, PTSD, if you will. I believe. I think that was kind of, and whatever they did to him, we'll never know. Hemlock, one of the worst baddies. We should do like that's what we could do sometime. We could do all bad guys. Like
we taled about doing that. Yeah. We could do it. Definitely do it in this vein too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what are you supposed to? You got Fennec Shand.
It's Crosshair. Yeah.
I saw your list. I did have the benefit of like looking at Mike's list and like, all right, I don't want to pick people he picked.
Yeah.
But I would have picked some of the people, not all of them. I will say that like there's a few
Yeah.
you picked, and I was like, all right. The muscle one that made me mad. I was like,
Yeah. Well, that's my one. We'll get to that. But I was thinking maybe you'd go Embo. So I know you're a big
yeah,
Embo
I
fan.
had thought about
Yeah.
bringing Embo in, but we never see him really like snipe anybody. And then
Wasn't there? I seem to remember at least one episode where he was set up sniping, but I can't remember exactly.
yeah,
But
it's so hard to like you sit there and you watch those episodes, and then it was just like tonight we would sit down to eat and we were just watching shows. We weren't in the mood for the show we've been watching. It's just kind of like too dark. Like let's
Yeah.
just watch something funny. So we threw Community in. I
yeah,
haven't watched that in years. And we're like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. Like I
Mhm.
forgot about this. You know what I mean? Like you just
Yeah.
forget. So I'm like, I know he did something, but
Yeah. That's what I miss about having like cable TV. You know what I mean? Like there's always just channels that just played reruns, and if you're not in the mood for anything else, you flick on one of those reruns and just go. Even like with you have access to you have all your favorite shows now, but I have a hard time of just what where do I start? Which one do I watch? You know what I mean? It's nice to just be able to turn on the TV and whatever's on there, you go with it.
Jack had two interesting ones, and I think these are pretty
Okay.
funny. He put Aura Singh, like Dad Vader just said,
Yeah.
or Tuscan Raider, because they have pretty good shots.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
See
Yeah.
them a
Heck
few
yeah.
times take some shots. Phantom Menace. They're out there
Mhm.
shooting at the pod racers.
Pod racers. Mhm.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought that was a good one. It was pretty clever. Aura Singh would have been a good one as well.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Well,
so I
he
don't
can't
know.
have both. He's got to pick one.
I'm gonna tell him that he picked Aura Singh because Dad Vader said so.
Okay. Or
So
Singh might be a little easier to communicate with too.
yeah, the gap over the head, and who knows what's going on.
All right. So we got our snipers. Now, okay. So we said in the mission objective, we have dual objectives. So we're going to need to split our squad in half at some point, right? So you need a competent second in command. And my second in command is the man, Captain Rex.
Captain Rex. Give me 1 second here. If you don't know what Captain Rex looks like, then I'm not sure why you're on our feed.
Yeah. It ain't because we're sexy to look at.
No, it is not. Come on. Let me see. Why won't that open, Rex? Here we go. I pulled up old Rex. All right. Well, I'm just going to go with it. The hell with it. Give me a second here. Share this. And I'll mess with it. But you want this old timer on your team?
You know it. I mean, I'd probably go with the younger Captain Rex, but
Oh, you're an ageist, Mike. You're an ageist.
No. The old Captain Rex is just as well too. He gets the job done.
Well, dang it. All right. Let me see if I can get him.
You think of Captain Rex, he is your ultimate soldier, your ultimate
Yeah.
second in command, your sergeant or whatever, your captain, wherever you want to whatever designation you want to give him. He's the guy, whatever orders you give him, he's going to get it done. And he's not a kiss ass. He's not he's just super competent. He could think on his feet.
I am
And
old.
he's great.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat Rex. I mean, I'm not sure why I can't get. I wonder if it's Commander. That's Commander Cody.
Yeah. It's all right. We all know what Rex looks like.
Yeah.
Like most of the clones.
Yeah, they look exactly like. Yeah. So let me see here. I think Imperial had something.
Oh yeah, there's some great comments in the. Yeah, Imperial has all the info on Embo.
Yeah, James got your back in the end. Yeah, he would be a good
Yeah.
one.
Kanan is my man. Like Kanan and Cal are my two favorite Jedis, but I completely left them off the list. because I just wanted to go in a different direction, explore some others. But yeah, Kanan Jarrus would be great for a lot of these roles.
All right. When I thought of this, given the trailers for Andor and everything coming out, I was gonna pick Andor himself, but I went a different direction. A guy who's willing to sacrifice everything. I went with Luthen Rail.
Okay.
And like I said, my list is a group of people I think are going to do whatever.
Oh, for sure.
To get
whatever
done.
squad he takes with them, they're going to get the job done. They may not come back, but they're going to get the job done.
Yeah, he will sell them down the river if it means getting the job done. And I just thought, we see what he's capable of now in Andor, right? So what was he like as a younger man? Like, he's got connections with Saw. He's got this facade of being, this art director, collector of antiquities. And this guy can, I almost put him in as my, was it Undercover op?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking too.
But I was like, man, he would be, I bet 10 years before this Andor stuff, I bet he's just out there smoking fools.
Mm-hmm.
But
interesting pick.
So that's that's one. God, there's so many people.
Yeah.
I had Ahsoka at one point for my leader, and had Steela as my second. And I was like, no, I'm not going to go with it. I'm going to try to have as few Jedi as I can. I went all over the place with this thing.
Yeah.
But Luthen Rail is going to be mine. He's willing to sacrifice everything.
All right.
So there we
nice
go.
Pick. So what was Jack's now?
Jack's second command, General Kenobi.
General Kenobi.
Like, his like an all-star.
Third or fourth Jedi, right?
Yeah, it's got, his leader was Yoda, General Kenobi. He's got, his pilot was Anakin. And he's not done yet. So.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a team that I would not want to come up against. We'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting the job. Right. Jack don't mess around when it comes to missions. He's still in the military. His mind is always set on getting the job done. He's like, "You're going to bring this group, and nothing's going to stop me." So,
all right. So moving on here. So we're sneaking into this undercover base. So we're going to want to keep a low profile. So we definitely need somebody who's good at undercover operations. So we all pick an undercover operative. And my undercover operative is Tobias Beckett.
Yes, excellent choice. I can bring this up. When he's not tending bar at Cheers, he's out saving the galaxy. Stealing from the galaxy, I guess. Or slamming the basketball. So you got Tobias Beckett.
Now, when we first meet this character, he's pretending to be an Empire, like a higher up, like a general captain or imperial officer. So with in this giant battle, pretending to be an Imperial officer, totally getting away with it, and they end up stealing the transport ship.
Yep.
So that right there, and if you're able to blend in with with this giant army all around you, and everybody's believing that, yes, sir, you're an Imperial officer. How much better can you get?
Oh yeah, he'd be perfect for the undercover stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with Jyn.
Oh, nice.
So I think she would be really good. They talk. I haven't read. There's a couple books where she's younger, like Rebel Rising, I think, is her. Catalyst is her parents, I believe.
Yeah.
But I think Rebel Rising is her. But, Saw had to get rid of her by the time she was 16 because she was bringing too much attention because she was too good at her job. So I'm like, if she's that good, she can sneak in and, you see what she can do. So my pick was Jyn Erso. I think that, another one willing to do what it takes,
yes,
get Stardust on my side. We'll be good to go. What we got here?
Nice pick.
Yeah.
Dad Vader says Marin.
Wrecker.
Witches beat bears.
That's true. Which beats bears? So, yeah, Marin would be a good one because she does a pretty good job in the second
Oh yeah,
video game.
with
And
the
we
magic
met
and
her.
whatnot.
Yeah, Dad Vader and I got to meet her at Rebel ScumCon, and she is a tiny little human.
Yeah,
So she can get into places she needs to. I mean,
Right.
seriously, props. But Marin would be awesome. Be an
yeah,
awesome one.
yeah. I like that character.
It's completely terrifying as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
or the Desert Ghost. And
All right,
Jack
so
went with
Jack,
Thrawn.
what Jedi?
He
With
went
who?
with Thrawn. Yeah,
Thrawn. Oh wow.
Thrawn. I thought he'd
So
go like
it's
Quinlan
Jedi
or
and Imperial
someone.
commanders, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he has picked. His list is like the upper echelon of um Star Wars people.
Yeah.
Like this team beats
Now,
all of our teams like pretty easily. I think.
I don't like.
And the fact that the force chokes the Jesus out of everybody.
Yeah.
But the only thing I say about that, and I'll let Jack will defend himself on Sunday when we will talk.
Okay.
Is that I don't think that these Jedi are willing to do.
Yeah. What
You know what I
might
mean?
be
Like they're going to try
necessary?
to find, yeah, and that's
Mhm.
what I try to stay away from.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But Thrawn, I'm not gonna crap on his pick, but I don't see Thrawn being. I mean, he's a brilliant mind, but undercover, his blue skin and red eyes, hard to blend.
he
He's
would
one of a
be.
kind.
Yeah, I think for me, like having him as a leader or second command would be pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Negotiator would be pretty good. But I do think that maybe he doesn't blend in as well, given the fact that he's the only Chiss we know of
Yeah.
outside of the
In this
Ascendancy
galaxy.
in
Mhm.
this galaxy. So, but I don't think that Jack's team, he doesn't really have to worry about this. I don't think.
Yeah. He doesn't
He
have to be
basically
here
gets
to
himself
defend
a
it.
third leader, and just in case something goes wrong, Thrawn will have already figured it out what to do
That's
before
right.
anyone else knows
That's
what
true.
it is. One of the reasons I had to stop reading the Thrawn books, I haven't finished
Yeah.
them because he just was never wrong, and every time something would happen, he's like, "Oh yes, I guess this." And I'm like, "Oh come on, you'll be wrong every once in a while." Like, when do you sleep? So
Yep. I'm with you. All right. So we've got our undercover operative. All right. So if cover gets blown, you're going to need an expert negotiator. It could get you out of some tangles. So my negotiator, great senator, negotiating all the damn time. Plus, we've seen her in these sort of roles where she'll take the blaster and do what's necessary. It's Padme Amidala.
there we go. Excellent choice. You see her capable of aggressive negotiations if she needs to.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Got the former Queen of Naboo, now Senator. Yeah, I think this is a great pick.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say about it. I mean,
well, and she does a good job too with like Ahsoka in the in her final seasons of season 5 of Clone Wars when Ahsoka gets framed, she helps her. Not that it works. I mean, Ahsoka gets she leaves anyways, but she does help her. But yeah, Padme is a pretty good one. I don't know what else there is really to say about that. I kind of went in the same direction you did.
Oh yeah,
thinking about people who have to talk all the time, and I'm on with the lady herself.
Oh yeah.
I just figure
very similar pick. Yeah.
I mean, and I think as much as she wants to, she's the only in negotiation. She's fine. I think maybe she won't cross some lines that most of my group will. But if we don't get caught, we don't have to worry about it.
That's right. See, now I was expecting you to pick your man Kenobi. Kenobi's known as the negotiator.
Yeah,
I had a feeling that's where you were going to go. I'll bet you at least you considered it.
Oh, I considered Kenobi for every single one. Like leader, second command, pilot. I mean, even though he hates all that stuff, he can do everything.
That's true.
Jack picked. You're not going to guess. You're not. Just take a guess. I'm going to say Force user.
Yeah.
Not who you're thinking.
It's not Kenobi.
Nope. He already picked Kenobi. Remember, Kenobi's his second.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's right. So, Force user. Hmm.
You're not going to
So
want
a
to
Force
negotiate.
user, you're not saying Jedi. I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me.
Palpatine.
Palpatine. Oh my God.
Palpatine is a negotiator. Like,
Jeez.
I know, right? That's a tough
Okay.
negotiation.
Like
So,
I don't know. Like if he loses the if he loses the
there you go.
yeah,
Man, Dad Vader and Jack are like
I guess.
in sync, man. Tahu says makes me think of Han, boring conversation anyways, and just shoots. Yeah. Yeah, Han would not be a good negotiator.
No. I don't think Palpatine would either. If his things aren't going his way, it's just Force lightning and done. But
I
hey,
mean, it gets the job done. Again,
yes.
Jack's focus is just he is slipping people into his group that, I mean, if they're involved,
They don't.
dying.
He's got it. He's got a different objective here. He's not worried about getting caught. It's just going to go in and lay waste.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
walking out of here with the objective complete. So you can't argue with that. He gets the job done in his way. All right, so we've got our negotiator. So, of course, negotiations might break down. If they do, Palpatine's just going to blast him. But in our situations, we're going to need a little muscle. So, my muscle is the man. What better muscle can you have but something that's going to pull the arms off of you and go with Chewbacca? And where else are you going to go? You need muscle, you need Chewbacca.
Yeah, I mean, he was my first pick, but then I was like, I'm not going to pick the same ones.
This is my one pick where I went straight up traditional. Original trilogy. Who's the toughest guy? It's Chewbacca. You can't go wrong with Chewie.
Nope. I went a similar direction.
Okay.
I had two.
Another Wookiee.
Another Wookiee. Come on. Why? I got to meet this guy.
Okay.
All these people we got to meet. Maybe this is what's influencing my thing, but Black Chrysanthemum.
Mm-hmm.
I had another pick. It was a
Okay.
Force user, and I went away from it. It was Pong Krell. He's the four-armed Jedi that.
The traitor.
Yeah, the traitor.
Yeah.
I had him.
Yeah, trying to get all the. Yeah,
I wanted to stay away from Jedi as much as possible. So I went with Black Chrysanthemum or Chrysanthemum.
Yeah,
he seems like he's pretty loyal, and so we both got.
I mean, honestly, he over Chewie. I mean, that dude's more scary than Chewbacca for sure.
He's more ruthless, I think. I think Chewie's like Chewie will do it when he has to. I think that Chrysanthemum wants to do it.
Might do it for fun. Yeah,
he just would be like, "Yeah, haha, I'm gonna rip off your arm." I mean, he doesn't. I mean, they threaten him in Book of Boba Fett, and he still does it and ends up blowing the place to bits. Whatever. But yeah, so there was my muscle.
Good pick.
And then Jack.
What Jedi did Jack pick?
And he picked Mace Windu.
Okay.
That would be an enforcer.
That fits the bill.
Yeah. Tapped into the dark side a little bit, and with his was it Vapad or whatever his fighting styles are. I'm reading that book right now, and I'm not a huge Mace Windu guy, right? I think he's kind of a jerk. But the book has been pretty good. Like, it's been hard. It's written well, but I think Stephen Barnes is the guy who wrote it, and he's doing this quest for Qui-Gon. It's right after Qui-Gon dies, but he's doing this quest, and I think they're setting up the bad guys, and just they're presenting Mace in a way it's pretty fun. I've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, a good writer can take a character you don't like and definitely change your mind on it for sure.
Dad Vader says the real muscle, the Ewoks. Not wrong. He's seen about 400 of them.
Exactly. Bring a whole herd. I like this earlier comment with Rancor with Boba. Yeah. Can't go wrong there.
If you got a Rancor with you.
You got a good Rancor handler. Keep that Rancor calm.
His name is Healy.
Yeah, they're not vicious beasts by nature.
No, they just want to be loved, man.
Mm-hmm. But they'll rip your arm if they have to, or your
They
head.
will rip them all, so they have to.
All right. So certain situations leave you no recourse. In that case, you better have some explosive, an expert in explosives, and some big time firepower. So we need a guy who carries a big gun and knows how to handle himself. For this position, our weapons specialist, I picked Baze Malbus.
There we go. There he is. He's got that big giant gun. That gun doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because sometimes he cocks it, sometimes he doesn't.
Hey,
It's just like,
it's
but
the
I hate
movies, buddy.
it's the movies. Suspend your belief and do whatever he tells you because he'll blow you up.
Yep.
So
Dad Vader
yeah,
says Wrecker. I was certainly leaning towards Wrecker too, but like I said earlier, I tried to not pick from the same series over and over again. You know what I mean? I already had Echo, so that left Wrecker off the table for me. But yeah, Wrecker would be good too. Where'd you go, Jimmy?
I went same movie, and I don't know why this character always. Whoops, hang on. That's not the one I needed. Why?
No.
Why is? Oh, come on. That's not
I saw
cool.
the picture of the dragon. I thought
It's
you
not.
went
Yeah,
completely outside of Star Wars.
yeah, I'm thinking way outside the box, folks. Hang on. I'm going to bring up. Why is this doing this? Hang on. Give me 1 second. This is one that's like random as heck. But I always like to look at this guy.
Well, this is what I liked about this. Like I said earlier, it is pretty random. Like we've definitely picked. It's not your core characters all the time. We've definitely gone outside the box and picked some guys that. Oh yes.
So his thing says, Powell is a soldier with Rebel Alliance Special Forces in battle. You hear him coming before you see him. Drabatans have booming voices, and Bao puts his to good use with a blood-chilling war cry. And like you look at his that same photos in this book, and it says Powell is an explosives expert who has also studied structural engineering. He specializes in demolition, particularly underwater as an amphibian. Can thrive on both land and water, though he prefers freshwater to the salty seawater of Scarif. So I just think he looks like I want to hang out with this guy after he blows himself up.
He strikes me as an absolute psychopath. Like he's gonna blow up the place, laughing his head off, and afterwards you're gonna have the best party afterwards, hanging out with that guy. As long as you're on the right side of things.
Yeah,
that's a great pick.
Darth Vader shows total annihilation, Star Killer. Yeah, that would be. I mean, you don't need anybody else if you got Star Killer on your side. So
where'd Jack go with this? And this should be
Jack picked same movie.
Oh yeah,
Cassian Andor.
Cassian. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So, all right. What was that? We got one left, huh?
We have one left. Yep. So,
all right.
No matter what, you're going to want the Force on your side. So we have to make sure that we're bringing a Force user. And this might be the reason why I didn't go Jedi heavy. Just kind of spreading that out. I think I only have one Jedi other than this person. But I tried to think of, who are the absolute boss when it comes to using the Force. Yoda definitely springs to mind. But I wanted to go a little outside of the traditional characters, so I went with Avar Kriss. If you're reading the High Republic, the things she can do with the Force is just astounding. Able to combine everybody's abilities and just channel it. I mean, she's a boss, dude, and
the hero of Hetzal.
Yes, and she's done some serious undercover work, so has some background with this kind of work. You know what I mean? I thought she would be a great addition to the team.
Yeah, I went into it's funny, people complain about some people say there's not enough strong female characters. When I started making my list, I had like Ahsoka, Mon Mothma. I had Vernestra on here at one point for my
Mhm.
Force user. I mean, like you could fill this whole thing out with strong Star Wars women.
Oh yeah,
Like
for
it's
sure.
nuts. And I'm like, people are
Mhm.
complaining about, still like, oh, there's not. I'm like, come on now. Like, I mean, every option there was a female character. But yeah, I
Mhm.
thought this was a great one. And I sat there and I was like, all right, well, Zelzar's there, and a lot of the guys I like, but I don't know, like Bell Zettifar, and some of the guys from Phase 2, like Creighton's son and some of them, but they, that doesn't end well. So, but I went a little different direction, but it fits my team, so
Okay.
that's what matters.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
she fits my team to a T, I think. So I picked this Haj Ventress. Again, she's gonna get the job done.
Oh yeah. You can't go
And
wrong there. And once again,
that,
someone else that's used to working with an undercover sort of team. Like, yeah, that's a good pick. And she's definitely strong in the Force.
Darth Plagueis keeps the team alive. Yeah. So yeah, but I thought there's so many to pick from. I mean, I had Kit Fisto on here. I was just the list goes on. I mean, you asked me this next week, and I'll pick somebody else.
Oh
But I
yeah,
thought she fit the tone of my team a little bit better than like a Jedi. But
yeah.
she's a good enough person that I trust her. But I also know that if things go sideways, she's going to do whatever it takes to get the mission completed as well, especially if it's someone she cares about. She's going to bring down the house.
Yep.
And
so, what insane person did Jack pick?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Yes.
Wow. That is some team.
He would be undefeated.
If you can get them all to work together. That's the other thing too. That's one of the things that I considered with mine as well. I don't have any bad guys on my team really. They're all on the light side, I would say. You got Shenik who did or Fennec who's maybe in between, but I think she leans toward the light. I try to consider that as well. And there's no wrong answers with this thing. It's fun, pick who you want to pick, but I try to keep it cohesive, a group that I could see, getting along.
I don't know if my team would get along or not. I think they'd get the job done. They'd be formidable if you could get them to work. Kind of like a Suicide Squad of sorts. But yeah, I think this was pretty fun. Like I wish there was some way you could play a video game with all these characters. You could just pick your characters and just go raise hell, and
that would be awesome.
That would be real fun. Hey, just pick these characters and then you can go do these missions and you have all that stuff. I think it'd be a blast. But yeah, this was an awesome topic, Mike. I think it was a lot of fun. I think, like I said too, we could do a lot of things with this.
Yeah, it's definitely something that could be a reoccurring segment. Like you said, we put some restrictions on it. We look, kind of look in different areas, different scenarios and whatnot. Now, the one thing Jack had brought up too is every team has somebody that's a backstabber. So who on your team would be the one to, when it's all the mission's complete, who's the one that's going to turn around and stab everybody in the back? And
well, I don't know if anybody for the greater good, it would be Luthen, I think, because he is not afraid to. I mean, he sacrifices that one rebel for.
No, I'd have to agree with that 100%. He would certainly do whatever he thought was necessary. And I think on my team, it's Fennec. I don't think I have anybody else on my team that's leans towards the dark in that way. If anybody's going to do it, it's Fennec, and it's probably for money.
Yeah, she probably got paid more on the side to set you guys up. And it's only business; it's not personal.
Exactly.
So, but
On Jack's side, we'd have to ask Jack, but I could see a lot of Palpatine for sure.
Palpatine, Singh, Admiral Trench, anyone who's not a Jedi, he is a weird mix. You get these people to work together.
It might be just a circle of people stabbing each other in the back.
Yeah, it might be. A mission doesn't. Ship shows up, everyone's dead.
Yep. Wow, they accomplished the mission. You got the prisoner standing there shaking, and just a ring of dead.
So, but yeah, all right, man. Well,
that was a lot of fun.
I think we accomplished the mission with all our teams.
Yeah.
Glad Vader says
Like I said,
he's a mastermind.
You can't go wrong with this. It is, like we titled it, a fantasy draft. And any of us could tell the story about how this team is gonna do the job, and and we can all see, how it could work out. But yeah, that was fun.
That's the thing too, is like, imagine writing a story with all these characters. That's why I always liked we do those episodes where like, oh, what TV show do you want? I want the group from Aftermath, which is a young Snap Wexley and all these other things, where they're going out and they're chasing Imperials and they're like tracking them down. Like that would be this. And they have like some aliens, they have some special forces guys, they have a mom, they have all these people doing these things. And Mr. Bones, I'm like, that would be so much fun to get to see. I mean, obviously our picks are all from all over the map, so it really wouldn't work out. But I think it would be pretty fun. It'd be like another Bad Batch kind of.
Yeah.
So, but all right. Well, that was fun. I'm going to go to bed now. I'm sure you need to go to bed
as well. Yep.
Yeah, you're old.
I am.
Much
older than you. Yeah. A whole 24 hours about.
Whole 24 hours. So, all right. So, for all of us then, Mike, awesome topic. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to think about. Stressed out a little bit about it. But what did he say? My guitar is being molded. I missed most of the stream. Oh no, Tahu. I'll listen to it later. Tell us what your fantasy draft would be. We would be curious. And good luck with your guitar.
Yeah.
And for all of us, we have spoken. We'll see you guys next week.
See y'all later.